Hello and welcome to the Crazy Poultry Inc. podcast. I am your host, Ian Gallo Loco, and with me is a guest I've not had in a while, Mr. Nick Fargo.
Hi, what's going on, everybody? Konnichiwa.
So, Mr. Fargo is here to join me on a new segment that we decided to start together whenever we can get together. And would you like to pronounce the name of this corner since I can't?
It's called the Niwatori time.
Yeah, because what it is anime corner, basically.
Basically, Niwatori means chicken in Japanese. That's how I came up with it.
Yes, thank you very much for that title, because I could not come up with anything. So basically what this is, we would watch an anime and then talk about it. Mostly, it'd be me watching it for the first time, because, as some of you may not know, I'm not well versed in anime. I've watched some. I'm just now kind of getting more back into it, because I'm actually seeing more of appreciation and the art form of it. The most that I was brought up with when I was younger was DBZ, which I then sadly kind of fell out of for a while, but now I've fallen back into it.
Once you get done with Z, you need to watch Dragon Ball Super. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I've been recommended it, but we'll see how long it takes me to get through DBZ.
Right. Wait, what saga are you on right now?
I'm still on Frieza.
Oh, jeez. You still got to get to the Cell Saga and the Boo Saga.
Yeah, I've heard mixed feelings about Boo. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. So, pretty much I own a bunch of Studio Ghibli films, and Fargo wanted to join in this, because he's probably the most versed anime expert that I personally know. So that's who I wanted to bring on to this. So I said, which one of these would you like to cover first, and what did you pick?
I picked my personal favorite Studio Ghibli film, Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, I'm sure to some viewers that watch anime and stuff and listen to this, like, yes, of course Howl's Moving Castle is going to be talked about, because I see constant people talk about it. So we actually just recently got done watching it, me for the first time. How long has it been for you?
I was in high school still when I last watched it, and it was in Japanese, so this was my first time hearing the dub.
Oh, okay. Which, as you mentioned earlier, was going to be a topic that you were going to talk about with this, with the whole dubbing versus subtitles.
I think that could be a recurring segment on how I feel of the dub compared to the sub.
Mm-hmm. Just putting my quick 2 cents out there about that, which I mentioned to you when we were starting it. I was like, yeah, for me it's hard with subtitles, because I'm a slow reader, and then I miss the emotion part that's thrown into the animation.
And it might be simpler for me because I've taken multiple Japanese classes, so I kind of get the emotions that are coming out.
Okay, so now let's talk about Howl's Moving Castle. What is this film about?
So basically, the film centers around a girl named Sophie who works at her family's hat shop, and she has a very low self-esteem, to say the least. And then she comes across this wizard, Howl, who is one of the most popular wizards in the land. All the ladies love him. And Howl, while Sophie was walking down the street, meets up with... he pretty much falls for Sophie upon first glance, it seems. And Sophie she doesn't believe that he's being serious about it. She probably thinks like, oh, he's like this with all the girls and stuff like that. And then suddenly, the Witch of the Waste, who wants Howl's heart, comes into the hat shop and turns Sophie into an old woman. And now Sophie has to find a way to break the spell, but she can't mention that she's under the spell. Mm-hmm. And along the way, she meets Howl again, and she also meets Markle, voiced by a very young Josh Hutcherson in this one.
Yes, this film came out in 2004, just to give people some idea.
Yeah. And also a fire demon who plays a much more prominent role near the end, named Calcifer, played by Billy Crystal in the dub.
Mm-hmm. And then Christian Bale.
Oh, of course,
Howl.
Christian Bale as Howl.
Year before Batman Begins.
And we got a glimpse of his Batman voice in this one.
Yeah. Because another problem I think of Hal is that he turns into a bird.
He turns into a bird because of a curse that's put upon him.
Uh-huh. So you could say he was Birdman before Keaton.
Yeah, like two Batmen that also played a Birdman.
They have something about wings.
Yeah.
So my initial thought impressions of this is weird. Because the thing is that they're basically setting up this world that this is taking place in, and all these people are talking like, "Oh yes, this is that," and, like it's just normal day customs. Like when she first meets Hal, they're like walking on air basically at one point, and I'm like, okay.
I mean, Hal's a wizard, so
yeah. But so this is just all kind of just normal day normalcies for everybody in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas somebody that is just watching this that doesn't know a single thing is just like, okay, what's that? Oh, we're done talking about that? Okay, we're moving on. So it kind of just asks you just to go with it. Just embrace this, what you are.
And that's the case with a lot of Miyazaki films, especially the ones that focus on fantasy elements, which is most of them. Mm-hmm. Miyazaki, when it comes to his direction, he's very creative. And
visually, storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing that I love about his films is that, like, this film, especially, like, the designs just shine in this film. Like, you can tell that this is a Hayao Miyazaki film.
Yeah. That's, like, one thing that I was just like, well, do we have to mention this or not? Well, it is animation, so, yes, the animation is gorgeous.
It is.
The impressive CGI that's also mixed into it.
Yeah, and this was before really CGI really got oversaturated in modern film these days. And the monster designs were really cool too. Like they definitely gave you the sense, okay, these are the bad guys here, and I like that. Mm-hmm. And again, I love the brilliant use of the CGI. The castle in this movie is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. It has chicken legs.
Yeah, I know, right? So I thought it was a perfect movie to start this with. The score for this movie, fantastic. I loved it. It gives that sense of like what era this is taking place in, like in Victorian times.
There's a little bit of what I felt like kind of French kind of style theme.
Yeah.
At one point. Also, we didn't actually also mention the best character in this, Turnip Head.
Oh yeah, Turnip Head. Well, he doesn't have a voice actor, so I didn't know.
Well, he does at the end.
He does.
But he changes into a human.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Yeah, for anybody that hasn't seen this yet. Spoilers. This came out in 2004.
True.
So yeah, the visual stuff in this is great. There's a lot of great magic work and some pretty good voice acting in this.
Also, the details of like that stairs scene.
Yeah,
they're climbing the stairs. Sophie and the Witch of the Waste. Mm-hmm. The gratuitous sweat.
Yeah.
On the Witch of the Waste.
That looked like something that would be like an improv scene, like in a live action. Like, nope, we're just gonna let the cameras keep rolling. And also, like, how would you also like to describe, like, how Sophie is with the curse in this film? Because obviously she goes back and forth.
Yeah, she goes back and forth, and I'm still trying to figure out, like, why that is. I'm thinking that after Solomon, the person that was Howl's teacher, took away the Witch of the Waste's powers, I'm thinking that it was starting to slowly break the spell, because as we notice, and it's playing in the background, when the movie starts out and she becomes old for the first time, like she's
very,
hunched over.
Yeah, like Hunchback of Notre Dame, basically.
Yeah, but as the movie goes on, she's standing up straight, even though she has the face of an elderly woman.
Yeah, her posture gets better.
Yeah, her posture gets better, and she's just getting progressively younger as the movie goes on.
The only thing that doesn't change is her hair.
Yeah, I don't know why that didn't change, but also Howl's hair didn't change when it went black.
Yeah,
so
for what happens with his arc.
Yeah.
So I know we're naming a number of positive things, but I need to mention a few things that I'm struggling to comprehend with.
Okay.
And that's the political intrigue in this.
Okay.
Because they keep mentioning this war that's happening, but they don't ever explain what this is.
And I'm thinking that maybe that's the thing. Because they always, at the end, like, they're calling it an idiotic war. Like, they don't know what they're fighting for.
And this came out 3 years after 9/11.
True.
So what were we in at that moment?
Well, the thing is, this book was actually written
it was
long before 9/11.
Yeah, based on a book, of course, which I've not read, of course.
I'm wanting to read it.
I'm always going to be the one to admit, nope, I've not read it.
I'm wanting to read it. It's hard to find it. But, again, my theory with that, though, is they don't know what they're fighting for. Mm-hmm. It's senseless. And that's why they're trying to stop this war. That's why Howl wants to stop it and not fight in it, because he doesn't know what they're fighting for.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that that's a possibility.
And also, just like, I understand this, but I always have a little bit of a taken back issue whenever it's like, I feel like the characters don't really know each other, but they start to develop the romantic feelings really quick.
I mean, that's just a trope.
It's a trope, yeah, I understand. It's just one that I always have to acknowledge.
Right, and I think as they got to know each other more, I mean, just because this movie's like an hour and a half long doesn't mean like...
It's almost 2.
2 hours, yeah. Either way, rounding up people. The thing is, though, like, as... We don't know how long this movie takes place. Like, it could be months, it could be so-and-so.
There's also dimension jumping.
Yeah, I love the dimension jumping.
It's like, we can go in one area, then just be in another.
Yep.
Depending on who's knocking on the door.
Yeah.
So, as far as, like, a lot of the animes that you've seen, this still holds number 1 for you? Or maybe if you do some more viewings, you think, could it change?
Among Miyazaki films, I still think it's my favorite as of now. Although I do love Spirited Away. That's a good one. Or the Japanese title, Sento Chihiro. And Spirited Away, that's a gorgeous film. It won an Academy Award.
Yeah, it was the first animated film to win Animation Award.
Yeah.
So that puts that as a high standard when I finally watch it, so...
It's going to be a good one. I think we should watch that next, actually. I know I was going to say Princess Mononoke, but... I mean, Spirited Away is iconic.
Which, by the way, tell us in the comments, what do you want us to watch?
True.
So... I'm going to try to... I think it might be better and easier if you give your grade first.
All right.
Because I'm still processing a few things.
So, after listening to your Burton tournament thing, I'm taking my grade in a similar formula. How it is as a movie, my personal feelings about it, and does this movie scream Miyazaki? This movie screams Miyazaki, for sure. The vibrant colors, the world building, the strange yet honestly whimsical designs. It's definitely Miyazaki. And Miyazaki has like a type that you can tell, like in terms of how the characters are drawn.
Yeah.
and it's definitely Mr. Hayao Miyazaki. Again, like I said, I think it's still my favorite of the Miyazaki films. Although that might change after I watch Spirited Away next time.
Or anything else,
True. And in terms of a movie, I thought it was pretty solid. The thing is, though, like, some people might complain that the characters aren't very genuine towards each other, like, in terms of, like, how they're acting with each other. But the thing is, dubbing an anime and making an American animation, they're two completely different processes. Because when you're dubbing an anime, you have to be in the studio by yourself and try to match your words to the lip movements. Mm-hmm. So they're not in the same room together, voicing together. They're just doing solo sessions.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, then what would be your grade?
So in terms of my grade, I'm gonna give it a 9.
Oh, you're gonna go 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I was meaning letter grade.
Oh, letter grade. A.
Okay.
Visually, it's stunning. The characters are voiced well. I think they fit. And Turnip Head stole the show at some points.
Yeah. Well, I honestly cannot put this any lower than A in the category because of the animation.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if I watch it a few more times, I might have more appreciation for the characters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As far as initially, there's just a few little things that I'm just kind of questioning there, and the political intrigue and the way that it bounces around sometimes. So I'm gonna give it an A-.
Okay.
It was gonna be an A in the category because of the animation alone, because that's the first thing that's important.
Definitely.
I
just like pops out at you, especially Calcifer.
If you saw this in the IMAX 3D,
oh my god,
you might be actually on the castle,
right?
So yeah, since we have currently some extra time, because I decided to go the podcast route because I'm having technical issues, which life. That's our recommendation for a Howl's Moving Castle.
For sure.
First animation part is this anime collection corner, or what is it called again?
Niwatori time.
Niwatori time. So, since we have some extra time, how about we'll just do a special corner part called Shooting the Shit? Is there anything that you would like to talk about now?
I mean, we can talk about Detective Pikachu. I mean, that has a little bit of something to do with our topic today.
It is somewhat rooted in anime, yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you want to go first or me?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. So yeah, this is going to start. So, I did grow up with Pokemon. I collected the cards and stuff. But I'm going to be honest, as quickly as I fell on that, I fell off. Because the anime didn't really keep me intrigued. Characters became very flat note to me.
I mean, consider the target audience.
It is, yeah. That's the problem for me sometimes. And the more like the generation stuff started happening, like more Pokemon now and stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah. I remember when it was just 150,
151.
Yeah, and then I do recall seeing the first movie in theaters, and I did enjoy it.
Yeah. And
then years later, I rewatched it, and I was like, this is not that good. I'm not going to take away from the fact that, I was young, I was impressionable, and I liked it at the time. But the thing for me is, how does things hold up when I get older? And Pokemon sadly did not hold up for me. I got way more interested in other stuff.
And the thing with the Pokemon, especially the first movie, like I'm not looking. I guess because I liked it so much back then, I don't usually watch it for the movie itself. I watch it to take me back to times like when things were simpler, and like I can just reminisce and think about the different points in my life.
Yeah, but as far as like for me though, as like growing and then being more of a critic,
Right.
and analyzing film, it's kind of hard to separate.
I mean,
that.
yeah. When you're analyzing the film, I agree it's not that good. But like I watch it to just take me back.
Yeah. And I mean, I have guilty pleasures like that all the time, but
Space Jam.
Actually, Space Jam kind of fell off for me.
Really?
Yeah, it did. But let's not get into that debate.
Good burger.
That's stupid good. But that's a whole other issue. But yeah, but I just got more interested in live action films. I got more interested in music. All this other stuff really started to take away from my interest in Pokemon, and it didn't seem like something to me that would hold up for me as time went on.
Right.
I even lost some faith in animation films for a while. But now I've been going back and rewatching them. And I'm seeing actually how more adult they are than live action.
Yeah.
So that's the funny part. But I look back and I don't see Pokemon getting that much older. Being more deep. So going into Detective Pikachu, I'm not going to say that I wasn't a fan up front when I saw the trailer, because I was like, okay, yeah, this is something I've been over in my life. It's not something I've kept up with, but I'm going to go into this with an open mind and just be, is it entertaining? Does it do anything? And when Ryan Reynolds was announced as the voice of Pikachu, I was like, okay, interesting choice. I know
a lot of people wanted Danny DeVito.
He was the original member.
He was.
He dropped out.
Oh.
And I had a few feelings about, is he doing this because it's for his kids? Because that was the thing. That was the rumor about why he did Once Upon a Deadpool.
True.
But I then, after watching a few things, I was like, you know what? He's having fun with it. And he's the best promoter now of films.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think he should just promote
none.
I think he should promote every film now.
Bar none.
Even if he's not even a part of it.
Yeah. Hey, go see this movie.
Go see Star Wars. It has lightsabers. Detective Pikachu is about Justin Smith's character, whose father is a detective. Yeah, I'm going to say detective a lot, apparently. Who basically uncovered something, is presumed dead, but Detective Pikachu enters his life, and he's his partner, tells him no, he just faked his own death. So Justice Smith then travels to find the truth about this. He meets a wannabe reporter who has some info.
She's an intern.
Which then goes into a whole conspiracy thing with Rhyme City. Which, by the way, Rhyme City is also really great in this, because I just like how initially they're like, yeah, Pokemon aren't kept in balls. They're allowed to roam free. Because that was another issue I was starting to have with Pokemon when I looked deeper into the themes.
Right.
Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu. Best thing in the film.
Oh, yeah.
His voice acting and the fact that he's actually allowed to get away with some adult themes was surprising.
Get me the hell out of here!
I don't normally invite people up to my apartment. I'm not that kind of Pokemon. And the visual feeling of Rhyme City and the way that it was like just, shown like how it worked as a city with Pokemon was actually pretty nice. Like, I love how they showed the Squirtles helping the firefighters. I'm like, no, that makes sense.
They do that in the anime too.
Oh, yeah. Sadly, that's where most of my compliments stop.
Oh.
Because I still don't like Justin Smith.
You don't like Justin Smith?
No. I didn't really like him in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Fair.
And I'll give him credit. His character is better because he's allowed to show more emotion in this. But I didn't care about any of the human people in this. And then when I just call him Davy Jones, when the grand master plan and the twist is revealed, I saw it coming.
I saw the twist at the very end coming from a mile away.
And then when the twist actually happens and it's revealed what they're doing, I sat there scratching my head going, this really doesn't make sense.
I saw the twist about Justin Smith's dad, like, from a mile away. I saw it coming.
About his father.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, there's no way that they're going to have this not happen.
Right.
But the more I thought about the villain's plan in this, it really didn't make sense.
What, that he wanted to make humans into Pokemon? Because he thought that...
Well, spoiler alert.
Is anybody really worried about Detective Pikachu being spoiled for them like they were with Avengers Endgame?
Yeah, there are. People have gotten fights over it.
About Detective Pikachu?
I don't know, there's younger crowd. I don't know. I just try not to spoil anything. So yeah. Also, one real quick thing. When I was sitting in the theater with a bunch of people, I was actually kind of disappointed nobody was playing Pokemon Go.
Right? Get some little Pokemon cards if you went to the movie too.
Yeah, which Garen was happy about that, so I gave him my cards.
Weren't they all like the same cards though? Weren't they all like the same cards?
Detective Pikachu was in every deck, but there was like one different one in there.
Oh, okay. Alright.
But yeah, the more that I just think about the story, it really hinders it. It's not terrible. Every time it involved the Pokemon, it was actually kind of cool.
Yeah. I thought the Pokemon designs were fantastic. Mm-hmm. Like the added fur on Pikachu. The added fur on a lot of Pokemon. A lot of the Pokemon's voices were different, except for Pikachu's. They used the actual actress that does Pikachu's voice in the anime for that. But a lot of them were different, especially Ludicolo in the coffee shop. That was interesting. Ludicolo!
Yeah, that was another kind of tough part for me since I hadn't really watched anything with Pokemon. It's like the humor that was used for them. I was just like, so is this funny?
Fair. I think it's good for the fans. The fans that stayed dedicated.
The fans are going to eat this up. I know they will.
Oh, yeah.
Also, one thing that I didn't think...
The underground battles, though. That was cool.
It was, but it just kind of hindered onto one of my problems when I delved deeper into my thoughts about Pokemon. I mean... That it felt more like dog fights.
I mean, that's essentially what Pokemon is.
Yeah, and I can't overlook that. But one other thing that I didn't think about until somebody really brought it up is that Pikachu brings up to Tim, Justice Smith's character, that you can talk to humans, I can talk to Pokemon.
But he still understands humans.
But he doesn't really talk to Pokemon.
He does.
Not for the investigation.
He talked to Mr. Mime.
Well, he doesn't actually. Tim has to go into the mime box and mess with him.
True.
And then he only ever really talks to Psyduck.
That was a really funny scene, the Mr. Mime scene.
It was. It just ended with like a really dark note. I was like, wait, did he just set him on fire?
Yeah, I thought that was really funny.
And, but nothing actually freaked me out more than when, Ditto. With the eyes as the woman.
Yeah.
I was just like,
nightmare fuel right there, folks.
That was nightmare fuel. So, yeah, I want to now hear your thoughts before I move on to tell you my grade, because I already feel like I'm going to get yelled at for this.
Oh, jeez. So, I like this film. I was entertained. Obviously, I've been more in the loop with Pokemon than Ian. So, again, the fans are going to eat this up. I thought the designs for the Pokemon were cool. I thought Ryan Reynolds was absolutely the best thing about this film. As he is with most films these days. Again, I called out a lot of the twists. And
very twisty.
Not very twisty because I called them out from the get-go. Yeah. And there are cheesy moments, but it's Pokemon. There's always going to be cheesy moments. And I was entertained. I was.
That's totally fine for you.
And a lot of nostalgia came with it. Especially getting the cards after buying your ticket. Like, they did the same thing for the Pokemon movie when it was first coming into theaters.
Like the first movie.
Yeah, the first movie.
The actual literal title.
Actually, there's a subtitle for it called Mewtwo Strikes Back.
No, I know. Which the very beginning of this with Mewtwo just basically looked like they were just doing the first movie again.
Although they did mention...
Yeah, they did. So it's like, so wait, is this like 20-some-year-old Mewtwo now?
Yeah. And of course they did the whole...
No Team Rocket. There was no Team Rocket.
There was R.
There was R, that was it. I thought it was going to be a Team Rocket reference.
Yeah, but... same here. I thought that... Well, the thing is, like, they did this whole continuous trope with Mewtwo that he always does. The humanity is evil thing and Pokemon are better.
Which, kind of going back to the very first movie, his initial plan is to liberate Pokemon from being...
It's a common trope for Mewtwo. And I'm just like, it's been 20 years and you're not over this?
Well, to be fair, he shouldn't be over this, because Pokemon shouldn't have to be like this.
Fair.
He should be free to roam and live. The only problem is that they then write him to be like, oh, well, going back to the first movie, since you were the originals, I'm going to make clones of you, because you don't deserve, because you had to live with your masters. Like, oh yeah, because we have to throw that in because he's the villain, which is what they did with Killmonger, because they're like, no, you actually are pointing out the truths of what you should be doing. It's just then you have to be a murderer.
Right. But due to the cheesiness and the predictable plot twists, I'm gonna give it a C.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards C minus.
Okay.
Because it's not god awful. Everything with the Pokemon was nice.
Yeah.
And Ryan Reynolds was the best thing in it. The story just was very unwell written, and I didn't care about one human character. I won't buy this. So
they actually already greenlit a sequel before Detective Pikachu was released.
Also, if I'm remembering right, we haven't touched on this. This is also based on a video game called the same name,
yep.
Right? Yeah. So, have you played the game?
I have not. Well, I do want to.
Because here I was going to ask you, well, how faithful is it to the game?
I know. Sorry to disappoint you there.
Because this technically means this was a video game adaptation, too.
Yeah. So Although I will say, on most anime adaptation movies, this is a step up.
Oh yeah, it's not Dragon Ball Evolution.
it's not Full Metal Alchemist. It's not Attack on Titan. Both were
Death Note.
Okay, there were 2 good live action Death Notes that were made in Japan.
Yeah, but not here.
Yeah. Okay. As far as American anime adaptations go, this is the best. I mean, that's not a huge bar to live up to. I mean, just look at Ghost in the Shell. But
technically, Alita counts.
Alita was cool.
I like the visual of Alita, but again, I had a problem with the story.
Yeah.
Because it was setting up everything instead of telling a cohesive story.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think Last Airbender should have done that too. Instead, they just tried to cram in like 3
whole
seasons.
No, it was just the first season.
Oh, yeah, first season. They tried to cram... And then they tried to set up a sequel.
Oh, yeah.
That was so dumb.
Yeah. I didn't even watch the cartoon before I saw that, and I was turned off of watching the cartoon. And then I watched the cartoon, and I loved it, and I hated the movie even more. I just went back every day after work, next day after watching it, going, Mike, I hate the movie even more.
Have you watched Korra yet?
I own Korra. I've watched for 7 episodes.
What are you thinking of it?
It's been a while since I saw it.
Okay.
I didn't mind it. I was just like, I think more that I'm watching it, I might get more into it.
Yeah.
But it still is just not like Avatar's like up here.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, is it gonna hit that? Some people say it does. Some people say it doesn't.
I like the ending. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's all based on your opinion.
Yeah.
So.
Let's see. But yeah, in terms of live action anime adaptations from Japan or America, I think the best, though, bar none, is the Rurouni Kenshin films. And Rurouni Kenshin is a manga about a samurai who used to be an assassin back in the Meiji era of Japan. Mm-hmm. And he was the deadliest assassin of all time. And one day he accidentally kills his wife in the midst of battle because she gets in between him and one of her family members. Mm-hmm. And he decides he's never going to kill again. So basically what he does, he reverses the blade on his sword so he can still use a sword, it just knocks people out instead of killing them. Mm-hmm. So now he vows to never take a life again, and shenanigans ensue.
Well, normally I say hijinks, but shenanigans works too.
But it's a very good anime, and I think that sometime on this show we should discuss it.
Yeah, initially right now, until things change, it's just going to be films.
That's fair.
That's episodes, which is episodic, so
yeah,
that's going to take a while. And when you're saying the Rurouni Kenshin adaptation, could I guess that it probably was made in Japan?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And there's a trilogy currently. They're releasing the trilogy in America pretty soon. Mm-hmm. And there's going to be a dub version of it, so... I thought it was very good. I only saw the first one, but I thought that the characters were very true to the actual original characters. There were some creative liberties that they took in terms of the story to fit it into an hour or so. Well, an hour and a half. But, I mean, I understood why they took those twists that they did. I understood why they went in this direction. Meanwhile, in Death Note, we could have a whole segment on Death Note.
The funny thing is, I've not watched it, so I'm kind of wanting to just watch it just to laugh at it.
That could be part of your bad movie segment.
Rotten eggs, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was another thing. We could make so many jokes with Howl, Smoothing Castle too.
Yeah. I mean, you could make a lot of jokes about a lot of films in general. And that doesn't mean that you're necessarily trashing on it.
I dare you to try with Schindler's List.
You're a sick man.
Oh, wait. Well, I'm not Damon Anderson. It's the sickest one out of all of us.
Fair.
So, yeah, I think now is probably a good time to kind of wrap this up.
Yeah, sounds good. I think this was a very good inaugural episode of Niwatori Time.
Niwatori Time. You're going to be saying all these names just to let you know because I don't want to butcher them.
Fair enough.
So, as just like a quick recap, as far as the animes or technically inspired animes that we talked about.
We love Howl.
Not huge fans of, well, you're more of a fan than me.
Well, I gave it a C.
Pikachu. So you gave it it's a pass.
Yeah.
You hit a bar, but you didn't succeed. It's a seed.
You didn't exceed expectations.
Yeah. Which mine was everything that I liked in the trailer was every time that Pikachu hit Justice, because I wanted to do that when I was watching Jurassic World. It's like, shut up, shut up, shut up. So, yeah, thank you for joining this, Fargo. Would you like to announce what you would like your nickname on this channel to be? Because it has to be bird-inspired.
I'm going to go with Howl Fargo. Because Howl turns into a bird in Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you think in your head, like, there's a lot of bird references in this. This should be the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah.
And plus, it's my favorite.
Yeah, fair enough. If you'd like people to know where to find you on the soch, you can give a quick plug.
All right. Let me pull out my phone here.
All right. It's got so many.
I got Insta, Facebook, and Twitter. My Insta is the goddamn Caped Crusader.
Because in case you didn't know, he's a Batman fan.
Yep, Batman cosplayer.
Batman tattooed over here.
Yeah. My Facebook, Nick Fargo. And my Twitter is at Nick_Fargo.
Okay.
I'm not as creative as the rest of the people around here.
Well, to be fair, when you probably were setting those up, you're just like, I'm going by my name.
Yeah.
I mean, you were kind of creative with the goddamn Cape Crusader.
True.
But you probably tried a bunch of Batman things before you then settled on, I'm the goddamn Cape Crusader.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's a line from a Frank Miller comic called All-Star Batman and Robin. He goes, I'm the goddamn Batman. And so the goddamn Batman was already taken. So I just went like, well, goddamn Cape Crusader, why not?
Which is interesting because doesn't that comic have a lot of flack on it?
It's pretty bad. I use the term ironically.
Okay. And
Frank Miller's kind of... Oh, man. I could talk about, like, the fall of Frank Miller all day.
I think several people have, though.
Yeah, Linkara.
Yeah, shout out to him. Yeah, and you can find me at Ian Novak on Facebook and GuyoLoco89 on Twitter. If you want to know my Instagram, I don't care if you do, but it's because it's long. It's Ian_Nudger_Novak_89.
Jesus.
I couldn't have any other of my nicknames work, so.
Why wouldn't Gaio Loco work? Was it already taken?
Yes.
What?
Yes, it was. So,
someone's coming for your brand.
Yeah. So, yeah, guys, if you want to catch these podcasts or videos more often, we do have another one where if you've not seen it yet or heard it, our Tim Burton bracket thing, which, real quick, if you heard it, did you like the winner was Ed Wood? Okay, I'll take that.
I mean, Ed Wood is a fantastic film. However,
just not your personal favorite?
No, the one that made it to the finals was my personal favorite.
Beetlejuice?
Yep.
Yeah, sadly I had it losing twice if it didn't move on.
Oh, jeez.
Because I personally put Big Fish over it.
What?
Yep. That's another thing. So yeah, hit that subscribe here on Crazy Poultry Inc. And hit the bell if you want to know when these new videos and podcasts go up. Again, thank you, Mr. Fargo, for joining me on this new segment.
Thank you for having me. I can't wait to do more Niwatori time.
And hopefully with technology problems out of the way, we'll be more videos instead of podcasts, but we'll see. Till then, see you guys next time.
Signing out.